Okay,
Thank you, sir.
today, okay, so I'm going to start the session now. So this is the last year's paper, so we are going to discuss it, and this year's paper will be similar to this one, mostly similar, but usually, if you have done this properly, you will be able to do this year's paper very easily. Okay, and I'm only going to discuss two questions, like the design question and the power factor correction question. The other question that is coming in your examination is light in design. So go through the tutorial. So I have uploaded answers to that. So go through that. So then it you can like get the idea about how to do a lighting design, so that will help you. And there's another question. It is basically theory, so you guys will have to look about the theory components. I think starting from earth resistivity studies, and I think power system commissioning. Yeah, look about those two lectures, and then you will be able to do the theory part. Okay, and also like theory part only have about 15 marks. So, and you can get one cheat sheet, but it is only equations. You cannot bring any workings or any other things. In the I have advised invigilators to sign your cheat sheet, so they will look at your cheat sheet, and it is only a half of the A4. Half of the A4 means like single sided A4. Only in a one side you can write down all the equations. Other side you have to keep it free. So invigilator will sign on the other side. Okay, so that's how this is gonna go, and you have to attach that cheat sheet to the paper. So that's it. And so I'll start the revision. I think around 8 people are there, 80 students. Okay, so the design question, usually I am going to give you like uh, a design with three-phase design with third harmonics. So I discussed one of these questions in the lecture also, and so depending on the third harmonic percentage, the approach we should take will change. So in the I think, as I remember, I advised you guys to go through a page in BS 7671. I think page 380. So in that page, they have given us what is the procedure you should follow to do a design. So this is the same thing. You have to do two designs in the paper, uh, two complete designs. Therefore, this will take little bit time, but other questions are easy, so you guys can manage the time. So we'll start the question. So in here it says there's a three-phase installation, and the design current, design actually the fundamental current you have found to be 40 amperes, and this is installed in Colombo area, and you are going to use 4-core thermosetting insulated cables. So the most important term here is 4-core. So that means all the circuit is fed by a single core, a single cable with 4 cores. So therefore, when we size like for multiple core cables, we have to consider many things, because all the cores are equal to each other. Sometimes neutral current can be high, right? So you guys remember, if there's third harmonics, your neutral current will be higher if it is the third harmonic content is larger than 33%. So if that system is fed with a single cable with 4 cores, that means you have to have neutral sized properly. So in as I mentioned, in a 4-core cable all the cores are similar. Therefore you should base your design uh, depending on the neutral current. I think you understand this. Like if your neutral current is high, you have to design your cable to handle the neutral current. if the THD value is higher than 33%. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. And this system is installed with 3 other circuits, so you guys know this because you have already done the assignments and all, so you know this is a rating factor we have to consider, and reference method B, you also know this, and temperature is given, yeah, all the things are, and we have to select MCB, and cable length is given to calculate the voltage drop, and assume all conductors are solid. So I think I mentioned what are solid conductors. When you have solid conductors, you do not need to there are some rating factors. If your conductors are not solid, so you can do your design according to the design methods we used in the lecture if all the conductors are solid. Okay, this is also mentioned in the BS 7671 tables. So if you can see, I will show it to you guys. Yeah, so in here it says, I think guys see in the BS 7671, right? If the cables are having flexible conductors, you have to refer to another section. See, so if your conductors are solid, you can directly use these values. That's why I have given that term. So don't worry about that. If I haven't given that term in any example, just assume all the conductors are solid. Okay, so those are the things you should know, and we'll see how we are going to approach the first problem. That means the part A. So it says the THD is 25%. So we have fundamental current of 40 amperes and THD is 25%. And so if you remember the equations, uh, you guys will, you guys, I think you guys maybe remember this equation. So if your THD value is less than 33%, that means your neutral current is still lower than your line current. uh, I also uploaded the video about this to get an idea how this happens. I think if you have watched this, you will understand. What happens is in third harmonics, all the currents are in phase, so they will add up. All not only the third harmonics, yeah, all the triplen harmonics. That means third, sixth, ninth. So in those triplen harmonics, your currents are in phase, so they will add up. Therefore we have to be very careful when we are doing the design. So if your THD is 25%, still your neutral current is not higher than your line current. So therefore we can easily uh, calculate design current using this equation. So this equation is directly taken from the BS 7671. So this I think this is explained in page 380. See, if you guys can observe, so in here they have given example is 20% THD, and your design current will be fundamental into 1 plus zero point 0.2. Zero point 0.2 means 20. So we are going to apply it in per unit value. So that means if it is 100%, this will be 1. If it is 50%, this will be 0.5. So now here it is 20%, this is 0.2. So this is how you are going to calculate your design current. And so after calculating the design current, you guys you will get this value, and now your all the process is equal to the earlier designs we conducted. So you know how to add rating factors. In here one special thing, so in here our design has 25% THD, but when it comes to THD, like designs with third harmonics, you have to consider another rating factor. So this is called third harmonic rating factor. This is also mentioned in BS7671. So you guys, I think you guys should remember these page numbers. This is page 379. So if your design has like very high triplet harmonics, and this is only when you are selecting single cables with many cores. So if you are selecting single core cables for all the cores, you do not have to worry about this. You can just calculate the neutral current and select a different cable to the for the neutral. But when you have a design like this, that means the multi-core cable design, you have to add another rating factor. See, if your third harmonic content is less than 15%, you are not going to worry about any of this. And your cable selection is based on the line current, because still your neutral current has not exceeded the line current. And if your design has third harmonic components in between 15 and 33, still your design will be based on line current, but you have to apply a 0.86 rating factor. When it comes to third harmonic contents larger than 33%, you have to base your design on neutral current. So 33 in here, 33 means actually 33.33. So if you multiply, so I said that in neutral, third or triplet harmonics will add up, right? So if your phases are having 33% triplet harmonics, that will add up to 100% neutral. So I think you guys can understand this, because 33.33, actually this is 1 over 3, 1 over 3 into 3, it will come to 1, right? So let's say this is 35, so 35%, so 35% neutral current, 35% third harmonics means in the neutral it will be 35 into 3, that means 105% current. So in that case your neutral current is higher than your line current. So that is the uh, uh, that is why we need to worry about this neutral current. So if your neutral current is bit in between, it's if your third harmonic content is in between 33% and 45%, you have to apply another rating factor 0.86. And if it is higher than 45%, it is 1. So in that case you do not have to apply this rating factor. So rating factor is only applicable when your current is in between 14% to 45%. So remember that. So in this case, um, our percentage is 25. That means our third harmonic content is in between 15 and 33. So we have to add another rating factor. So see, 33, it is less than 33 and higher than 15, and 0.86 rating factor will be there. So this is additional to the other rating factor. So in here we have ambient temperature as 35, and grouping we have three other circuits. So grouping we have this rating factor, temperature we have this rating factor, and additionally third harmonic content will introduce this rating factor. So you guys know this equation. You can apply this and easily calculate the IT or I tabulated value. So remember this term IT means I tabulated. So because we are going to check this value against the table, that's why we call this I tabulated. Okay, so in here we have given a thermosetting cable. So 90C thermosetting cable. So the next important thing is you need to know which table to refer to. So in here it is 90C thermosetting. So from BS7671 we have to refer to tables which indicates thermosettings 90C multicore. So we'll see where's that table. Yeah, see, so this will be the multi-core cable thermosetting 90C. So our current was, you guys can't see this one, right? Wait. Um, So this is the table you should refer to. This is multi-core 90C thermosetting cables. So I might be given might give this non-armored and other things, but if I haven't given this, like consider it is non-armed. Uh, so in this example, our current was 78 amperes. So from that table, uh, I think 16 ampere, 16 millimeter square cable will be sufficient for carrying 79 amps, 78 amps. So, but again, we have to look for the voltage drop. Sorry, you guys have any questions? If you have any questions, put it in the chat. Okay. So 16 millimeter square cable will be sufficient to carry 78 amps, but we need to also check about the voltage drop. So according to the voltage drop table, so usually it is the next table. So if this is 4E2A, your voltage drop table will be 4E2B. So voltage drop you can calculate easily. So you guys have already done this in the mid semester exam also. It will be less than 5%. So usually for three phase 5% is 20 volts. So remember this. Okay, so our rated three phase voltage is 400 volts, and 5% of that will be 20 volts. So you may remember in our mid semester examination our voltages we took as 230, right? It is only single phase. So if your system is a single phase one, 5% of 230 will be, I think, 11.5, right? So in here it is 20. So even if your voltage drop is higher, you can go to somewhat higher voltage drops here. Okay. So this is how you are going to do the design for a third harmonic third for a system with third harmonics if the third harmonic level is in between 15 and 33. So now in the second part it says do this design again for THD value of 45%. So in here uh, so if your THD value is higher than 33%, you have to base your design uh, on the neutral current. So I think from I showed that to you earlier. So this is in here your THD is 45%. So your design current will be 3 times the harmonic current. So harmonic current, so this is because now your harmonic current is more dominant. So if it is 45%, 45 into 3, 45% into 3 means about 135%, right? So your current in the neutral will be much higher than the current in your line. So this is how you are going to calculate the design current for a design like this. In here 45, and we are going to multiply uh, 45 into 40 amps. 40 amps is the fundamental current. So if you multiply these two values, you will get the harmonic current. So in the neutral, there will be 3 times the harmonic current. Okay, so because in if you have third harmonics, our harmonics will add up, right? So there are three phases, and all the three phases will have this much harmonic current. In the neutral, they will add up, so creating 3 times the current. So in here your current is 54 amperes. It will become 54 amperes. So earlier, see the design, the fundamental is only 40 amperes. So in here our design current was 41.23 after adding this THD value also. But in here our current is much more higher in the neutral. So this is only the neutral current. So in the phase current it is not this much higher. So neutral current will be higher. So we are going to design our multi-core cable selection uh, based on this value. So this method of designing is only for selecting multi-core cables. Please remember that. Okay, so This is because in multi-core cables, all the cores are similar. So if you design your multi-core cable based on your line current, that means let's say for only you have only considered 40 ampere line current. But in a case like this, your three phases will be supplying 40 amperes, but in your neutral there will be 54 amperes. So neutral will heat up and it will get burned. So usually it will it can create a fire. So that's why we are going to do our design like this based on the neutral current. So this is similar to the earlier. So the next part is similar. So you have to select MCB, then rating factors. In here also your yeah, this should be actually this should be 45. In the table it was given that if your current is in between 33 and 45, you have to consider a 0.86 uh, additional rating factor. So similar others will be similar, and you can easily get the current value and follow the same procedure and do the selection and check for the voltage drop and like prove that this cable is sufficient for this design. So in here, there's you should do a small correction. This should be equal to 45%. So if it is higher than 45% also, we are not going to add this 0.86 value. So in here it is 45%. So therefore we have to consider this 0.86 rating factor. So that's it about the design. So when you are doing this design, it will take about 30 minutes. So don't worry, you can like adjust the time by like your theory part will only consume about like very less time. So don't worry, you guys can manage the time. So that's about it for the cable selection. So in that cable selection problem, do you have any problems? So if you have any unclear points, please mention now. Otherwise, we can't have another session to discuss these things. So if you have any questions, you can ask. So I'm going to start the power factor correction part in few minutes. So you guys can ask any questions if you have. You can type in the chat. So we have around 12 students, right? Okay. Mm, okay. Seems nobody's having questions. Okay. You guys can get full marks in the examination. Uh, okay. Now we are coming to power factor correction. So power factor correction, I think you should listen to the lecture. I uploaded a recorded one. So power factor correction is actually a very easy thing to do. So what you have to do is you have to reduce your reactive power amount. So usually reactive power component is caused by inductors or inductive elements in your system. So what we do is we add capacitors to compensate for that inductive element, so it will get reduced and your power factor will be corrected. So this is actually the first I think first year electrical systems design, the design knowledge. Inductors and capacitors will cancel out, right? So the current will be, so inductive current is 90 leading and capacitor is 90 lagging, right? So those two will cancel out like active noise cancellation. So those are opposite waveforms, so those two will cancel out and it will reduce the uh, power factor. So inductors are lagging, capacitors are leading. So you guys know how to do this. I think you can remember this easily by I think C wheel, right? C means capacitor, current is leading the voltage. L means inductor, voltage is leading the current. So I think you guys remember this term, right? CIVIL. So C means capacitor, L means inductor. You guys are seeing this, right? Yeah. So civil. Remember civil. So you guys are electrical, but you need civil support to remember these things. Okay. For capacitors, current is leading the voltage. For L, so usually L is for inductors, right? So you mentioned capacitors by C, inductors by L. So inductors voltage is leading the current. That means current is lagging. For capacitors, current is leading the voltage. That means yeah, current is leading. So that's how you remember these easy things. Okay. And okay, so we can start the question. Uh, so it says there's a three-phase load which is having a demand of 240 kVA at 400 volts with a power factor of 0.64 lagging. So this is a inductive load, right? So usually all the loads are inductive. There's no capacitive loads usually. So capacitors are capacitive loads. Otherwise, mostly all our appliances will be inductive. Okay, so that is also a point you should remember. And we are asked to improve the system power factor to 0.95. And so we in the lecture, if you have listened to the lecture, there are two methods to do this. First one is theoretical method and the simplified chart. The second one is simplified chart method. The chart method is very easy, but we also should know theoretical principles, because in the industry, maybe so even if you are engineers, you guys will have to work under non-technical people. So usually that is the case in the industry. Mostly non-technical people are above engineers, so you have to sometimes provide them with design. So if you are like providing a service to another company, usually you have to prove this theoretically and submit it to the non-technical person above you, and that person will submit it to the non-technical person in the uh, other company. So he will give it to the technical person under him. So that is how the industry works. So theoretical principles you should also keep in your mind in some cases. Okay. Okay. So these are straightforward equations. You guys have the knowledge about this power triangle, right? So have you listened to the lecture, everybody? Like, put yes or no. So otherwise you will not understand this. Have you listened to the lecture? Anybody? Okay. It seems nobody has listened to the lecture. Okay. Uh, power triangle. Okay, I will explain. So this is a power triangle. So this is actually a bit. We can use the slides in lecture, right? Wait. I will do the lecture most important parts. Hmm. I hope everybody is seeing the lecture slides. Okay. So actually, this is the power triangle. So we can easily derive these equations using the power triangle. So usually in power triangle, the horizontal axis is real power, the vertical axis is reactive power, and this is what hypotenuse, right? This will indicate the apparent power. So you can use Pythagoras theorem to calculate apparent power when you have a configuration like this. And also we can use sine, cos, and tan of this angle to calculate each and other component uh, if you have one component, right? So usually this cos theta is the power factor, so if you have power factor, you can calculate any of the, and if you know one of these component, you can calculate other two components. And so if you don't know the power factor, you can easily calculate it in the similar method. So if you have the real power and also the apparent power, you can easily calculate the power factor. Usually you will have the apparent power. Usually in that question also I have given the apparent power. So and there will be in usual questions, the apparent power and the power factor will be given, the theta angle, so you can calculate these two. Sometimes there will be real power and reactive power, you will be able to calculate apparent power. So I think you can easily understand this one, right? So this is basic mathematics. Okay, I will again go to the lecture, the revision. Okay, so from the equations we saw earlier, uh, our reactive power will be given by the active power into tan theta. So in here we have the power factor. Power factor is 0.74 lagging. So 0.74 lagging means this is actually cos theta equals 0.64. So you can easily calculate theta, and theta will be cos inverse 0.64. And after calculating theta angle, you can use the equations I showed you earlier and calculate the reactive power. So the first step of correcting the power factor is like knowing the reactive power amount we have in the system. So first step is calculating the uncorrected reactive power. So you can easily do it by this equation. And for these example it will be 184 kVAR. So you can do these calculations at home and find out. And now they are asking to improve our power factor to 0.95. So now we have to change our system, right? So earlier it was 0.64. Now we have to upgrade it to 0.94. So what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the amount of reactive power if the power factor is 0.95. So we are going to use the same equation. So what happens is, in here earlier this was 0.64. Now we are going to calculate this using applying the new power factor level by applying PF as 0.95. And after doing that, you will get the required or the new system's reactive power level. So this is the current system, so this is the new system. So to bring that level to this level, you need a reduction of this much, right? So you can easily reduce this because this is the vertical component. So you can reduce these two values and find the reduction of reactive power. So this is called the required compensation. So this is very easy. See? That is the that that's how you calculate the required compensation level using theoretical principles. And in here there's an additional part also. You have to draw the power triangle. And power triangle, while you are drawing it, you have to like draw it, or draw it as shown here, overlapping two power triangles, because two systems will have the same reactive power, so you can overlap that and same active power, sorry, same active power. So active power level will be similar in all the cases. So in the new system, the reactive power will change. Because of the reactive power change, your apparent power will change. So active power, it will never change. Okay, so this is how you draw the uh, power triangle. So this blue color one, the larger one is the power triangle for current or the uncorrected systems, and this is the new system. Okay, so orientation can be so you can flip this triangle, no worries, as given in the uh, lecture note. Okay, so then the next method is simplified chart method. So this is very easy. So wait, I will show you the. Okay. So I think you guys can see these values. Okay, so in the chart method, uh, again I will have to do the lecture, go through the lecture. Wait. So in the chart method, it indicates how much reactive power is required per 1 kW. That's how you read the chart. Wait, I think I included an example. Okay, okay, example is not there, I think. Uh, okay. Okay, I will go through the simplified chart method. So in the simplified chart method, so there will be a chart like this. So this will be given to you in the examination. So what happens is, so you have a, so in this case, your current power factor is 0.64 and your new power factor will be 0.95. So what you are going to do is, you are going to uh, like check the raw for before compensation value. Before compensation means the current value. So it is 0.64, right? So here 0.64, you need to upgrade it to 0.95. So here we have 0.95. So what we are going to do is, we are going to take go through this row and come through this column, and you will find the compensation value at as 0.871. So please remember this, because in the lecture I think this is not included. So this is how you are going to find out the required compensation per kilowatt. Okay, remember that this is the required compensation per kilowatt. So if you need to upgrade your system from 0.64 to 0.95, you need compensation of 0.7871 kVAR per kilowatt. See, this should be 0.95. So 0.871 kVAR per kilowatt. So in the chart, you are going to find this value. So this value you are going to find from the chart. Then you are going to multiply this value by the active power level available in your system. So how we are going to find the active power? So we already calculated the active power earlier. Okay. Uh, okay, in here I think I have directly taken the active power. Uh, so active power is you know, if you have the apparent power, so this is the apparent power and this is the power factor. So you can easily multiply this value by this value, and you will get the active power value. So I will write this down here. Active power will be equal to current power into power factor. So this will give you 153.6 kW. So this is the active power component in this system. Okay, so that is the value we used here. And so now from the simplified chart method, you have found the required compensation per kilowatt or per active power unit. So what we are going to do is we are going to size our capacitor bank or the compensation amount by multiplying this value by the active power in the system. So our active power amount is 153.6. Our required compensation per kilowatt is 0.871, and your capacitor bank size will be 133.78, or this is the required compensation. So let's compare these two values, 133.78, and in here theoretically it is 133.92. There's a small difference in these two values, but it is not very significant, right? So this is 133.92, this is 133.78. So you guys can use these two methods to size a capacitor bank. So that's how you are going to do these questions. So there will be these two questions, uh, uh, more similar questions to these two questions will be there in your final examination. So go through this and uh, practice these answers so you guys can easily do the final paper. And actually there will be some theory parts also, so you guys should also pay attention to theory part related to these questions, uh, because question paper is not similar to this, but the theory the uh, content will be, the tested content will be similar. Okay. And the next thing is, okay, I only discussed two questions. The next question will be from the lighting design. So go through the tutorial I uploaded, and remember all these steps, and you have to, I think, follow most of these steps to get the answer for the question in your final examination paper. So lighting design, go through that, go through the theory as well. And the other question is from theories. So usually go through earth resistivity, is earth resistivity studies, not the earthing systems, not the first lecture, the one we did after the mid or something. Go through that one, and power system commissioning. And uh, I think I didn't include any questions from the energy generation, but go through that as well because I don't remember. Uh, yeah. So this is okay. This will be the end of your revision, and okay, I'm so good luck to everybody in your examination. Okay. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can post it in the chat or you can ask directly. Do you have any questions? So we have 11 students, right? So I will upload the recorded session. Do you have any questions? Okay, seems no one is having questions. Okay, so that's it. So I will not be able to come to your examination hall most likely. So do your examination. So I think I requested Miss Tanushika to be there. So she, if you have any concerns, you can ask from her, and she will contact me to get the guidance. Okay. So that's it. So then I'm going to finish this session. Okay. 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 So I'm going to end this session and I will upload the recorded video. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Bye.